It's nothing, okay? It's just a place for people to talk about their problems.
We often get told, why don't you guys just date ugly women then? There are a lot of lonely women out there. Or you guys have too high standards. Today I am giving you a glimpse of what self-identified forever alone women's lives are like. Guys, there's a subreddit called Forever Alone Woman, which was private for the last 3-4 years. A couple years ago, they had set this up private because there were too many men asking them out. I'm not even kidding, guys, like literally. I was lurking their page at the time and they were saying, oh, there are too many men who try to use this app as a dating app. So we are gonna set this up private. Like, you can't make this up. Memes write themselves. Juggernaut theory at work. You are thinking, oh, I will just approach the uglier ones. Yeah, about that. Now, a couple weeks ago, they finally made the sub public again after years. And it really shows you how different their world is compared to ours. Even if you see a poster who is complaining about being lonely, you go through her post history and you see she's calling men who approach her creeps and stuff. When you look at the sub right off the bat, as soon as they opened the sub back, they banned men from participating. It reads, the sub will be woman only until further notice, which means male users are explicitly asked not to participate in any shape or form. In other words, they don't want ugly and unattractive men to spoil their yearnings for chats. I will just show you guys some posts from there. Forever Alone goes on Tinder only to end up with a catfish. I want to cry. Except the fact that she conveniently forgets to mention how she swipes only on literal male models. Of course you are gonna end up with catfishes. Like, the fact that she gets surprised just shows you how entitled she is. It is mind-boggling, man. I'm not gonna read the whole wall of text sub-story, just some parts of it. She says, I have had some dates and chats before, and with some of them I thought, oh my god, I have found the one. Everything sounded so perfectly amazing, and every time the guy suddenly ghosted me, or turned out to be a huge psycho liar. It is always too good to be true. If it always sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. Like, it is mind-blowing how entitled these females are, man. She then continues. That is what I have learned over and over again the hard way. When there is BS, I will smell it. It really sucks to have some tiny hopes up, only to be crushed afterward. I just really don't want to hope anymore, and just make peace with my forever alone fate. Guys, this post is kinda life-real, I am not gonna lie. All these entitled females swiping right only on the best looking guy and then get their hopes crushed afterwards. Absolutely life-real, man. And then she says, it is bad to just know that you will be forever alone, but it is so much worse on so many levels when someone gets your hopes up so high. It is like someone is dangling a light containing everything you ever wished for directly in front of your face, only to take it away the moment you reach out for it. I would rather starve in the dark. She would rather starve in the dark than give her looks match a chance. Hey, you get what you deserve. Then this self-identified, forever alone female finally admits she still has plenty of other options. Why is he still texting me? I even intentionally sent him a video of me swimming with a totally unflattering bikini, and let me tell you, I am very out of shape. I believe you are. If anything, that is probably an understatement of how obese she is. Like, she's 30, very out of shape, in her words, and she expects nothing less than Mr. High and Mighty. Like, even though she's virtue signaling about not being picky, there is zero chance. There is just no chance she swiped right on her looks match. 30-year-old bald and obese man. Yeah, I mean, she can say whatever she wants. Words are meaningless if actions don't follow through. She can talk about how she wants a man in her own league, but she doesn't go swipe right on them. Who does she swipe right on? Men that are too good to be true. Her words are meaningless. And you guys often make this mistake too. Like, many of you guys are putting too much importance on what they say rather than what they do. Whenever some of you guys try to argue with one of my points, you say, oh, this woman says she wouldn't date Jeremy Meeks, or she says this, she says that. Bro, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they say. Never ever try to use what women say out loud to make a point. They will say something and then do something completely different. That is how it is, guys. Always look at people's behavior, not what comes out of their mouth. And this is not just for women. This goes for men too, but men in general are not as virtue signaling as females are. We are more honest about what we want. Like anyone who puts too much importance on women's words rather than their actions is not black pilled. Plain and simple. Like this is like a simple litmus test. You want to know if one is black pilled or not. Look at if they use what females say and claim as a sign of what attracts them. Look at if they take their words at face value. Same with responses to my Tinder is real life video. Like I have proved how almost half of couples today meet online. And of course, all the fakes in our community got offended. Oh man, that is not true. There are a lot of men who can't get dates of Tinder, but they have GFs. Like, those guys might find someone in real life, but they are never in the clear as long as she can hop on Tinder and realize she has much better options. With enough dumpster diving and gesture maxing, yeah, they can find someone who will use them, but they are never in the clear. Like, those guys, those fakes often give it away themselves. They say, oh, Elliot was very attractive, man. There are girls on YouTube who claim to have a crush on him. Yeah, after he's long gone. He got nobody when he was alive. The same girls, the same virtue signaling girls are clowning Asian men on Twitter. I have showed you. Like when you are not black pilled, this is what happens. You look at what women say, not what they do. But this is a very simple litmus test, guys. Easy, I tell you, easy. You wanna know who's real deal in this community and who is not. All you gotta do is to look at who's looking at females' behavior and who's listening to them, and take their words at face value. You will know all you need to know. Trust and believe, guys. Trust and believe. In this sub, for example, even forever alone women encourage themselves to hop on Tinder to realize their options and not settle. Even they don't want you, because they realize they can get better. And you're gonna tell me Tinder isn't real life. Like, look at this example. A 24-year-old female shares her Tinder experience. Over 12,000 candidates. She only swiped on about 100. That is less than 1%. Not even 1%. I had to blur out her face, but she's 4 at best. She's a female, but she's already balding. That hairline is waving goodbye. She says, I use Tinder as Tinder intended. I swipe on people based on pictures, and I got a relationship out of it. I would rather be alone than with a person I am not passionate about. Apparently that is not fair. It is not. It is not fair. It is not fair because your male version can't even get a match to save his life. Like you, if you were born with XY chromosome instead of XX, you would be in my comments section right now. You would be one of my most loyal followers. If you were born as a male instead. And yet here you are, swiping left on men that are much better than you. And of course, when she posted that, the fallout from this Hiroshima Nagasaki pill was so huge, even normal editors were flabbergasted. That is why she is saying apparently that is not fair. This thread was posted on Data is Beautiful, and moderators had to lock the thread because even normies there were getting blackpilled. And this is not even a black pill, guys. This is a Hiroshima Nagasaki pill. Shout out to Mr. Hamoudi. We miss you, brother. But back to the topic, here's another gem. I don't get why I attract creeps. And by creeps, of course they mean non-chat males. Pay attention here. It is always old man, some acne-ridden boy with poor hygiene and messed up life, or some lonely guy in his late 30s or 40s. By creepy behavior, she means your physical attributes. Make no mistake, they are creeps because of the way they look. She just admitted it herself. It is always old guys, guys with acne, guys with no hair. Guys, it is all about looks. And in the comments, there is another Hiroshima Nagasaki pill. Juggernaut Law strikes back. This girl in the comments replies, I was followed by an inappropriate guy on my last job. Other guys think that because you seem lonely or don't have romantic luck, you are desperate and willing to put up with their inappropriateness as long as you get attention. By inappropriate, she means unattractive. I also noticed if you are a woman with an alternative style or certain interests, some creepy guys might target you, especially. Guys, your interests don't matter. Never listen to people. They will say, oh, just find someone with same interests, somewhat you are compatible with. Your looks is your compatibility. Let me say it again for the guys in the back. Your looks is your compatibility. Your interests don't matter. Your personality don't matter at all. We often say your looks is your personality. Guys, looks. It is all about looks. It ain't LMS anymore. It is LLL. Looks. Top 3 most important factors. Looks. And you're gonna say, ITV, what is the 4th and 5th? The 4th most important factor is your looks. And the 5th most important is also your looks. Your looks is your interest. Your looks is your personality. Your looks is your credentials. That's it. Looking through this up, you will realize how accurate the Juggernaut law is. For the uninitiated, Juggernaut law is the notion that lower tier women get more attention because most men think that they would have better chances with uglier women. So everybody keeps asking the Becky instead of Stacy. So the uglier women end up with more men asking them out. There's even a study that shows females are much harsher to unattractive men after they get rejected by attractive men. A 2015 study called Rejection by an Attractive Suitor Provokes Derogation of an Unattractive Suitor. And I quote, by accounting for the social value of the source of acceptance rejection, which we operationalized as physical attractiveness, being rejected by the attractive man appeared to make participants less willing to affiliate with the unattractive man and more inclined to evaluate him harshly. Then after this they carry out a second identical experiment with another 166 females and they found the same thing happens. Across 2 studies, we demonstrated that although rejection provoked derogation of and distancing from the rejecter, rejection by an attractive man also led to derogation of and distancing from an unattractive man, even when that unattractive man offered acceptance. However, consistent with our theoretical position, we did not find evidence that rejection by an unattractive man support derogation of an attractive man. Brutal, man. This is just beyond brutal. Women who get rejected by chat, take it on us. We are living in an age where more and more females feel like they deserve the best, they deserve the chat, even if they are 30-year-old obese, unemployed woman. And this is the result. You have females like this on these forums who whine and complain because they got catfished or chat didn't want to comment, Females want nothing to do with men on their own level, Vast majority of these females are mediocre, to put it politely. But they don't want the male version of themselves. They want the best. This whole sub is filled with posts like, oh, why do I attract creeps? Or the other ones are complaining that men they were messaging to on Tinder turned out to be catfish. Tutorial mode, guys. Tutorial mode with cheat codes enabled. Meanwhile, you're spawn trapped in real life. You can't even leave your spawn to enjoy the game. It is rough. But hope this video answers some of the, oh, why don't you guys just make a move on themselves BS a little bit. But I will see you guys in the next one. Don't be a free agent in life.